Prince Rashid, the son of Dubai's ruler and brother of Crown Prince Hamdan, died at 33. And it might not be of natural causes like the royal family would have you believe. The truth is hidden underneath a truckload of lies, deceit, and murders. Join us as we unravel the mystery behind the tragic life and death of a man who was once the Crown Prince of Dubai. Prince Rashid was the eldest male child of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum of Dubai and his senior wife, Sheikha Hind bint Maktoum bin Juma Al Maktoum. The world was at the feet of young Sheikh Rashid bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. With a flawless education from top colleges and no problems, his life was filled with luck. A few years after he graduated from the prestigious Sandhurst Military Academy, he launched one of his first businesses. This was Zabil Racing International, which he started in 2006. It was his own racing stable as an avid horseman, just like his father. This was an important venture to start with as a strong male in the family. Prince Rashid had a genuine love for equestrian endurance racing. He was so good he also gained notoriety in his own country in 2006 after winning 2 gold medals at the Asian Games. He was successful at this and quickly amassed an astonishing 428 winners. But he wasn't only successful at horse riding, the prince was also the owner or major partner in some big companies in Dubai. Now you can argue, and you would be right, that the prince had plenty of money to invest thanks to his estimated $1.9 billion personal fortune. But at least he was passionate about something that took his time, just like athletes with sports. But something shocking was about to happen to the man-you-loving prince. In less than 2 years, Prince Rashid had virtually vanished from the public eye, and the title of Crown Prince was taken away from him in 2008. February 1st, 2008, Prince Hamdan, younger brother of Prince Rashid, was appointed as the heir apparent of Dubai by their father, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the vice president, prime minister, and ruler of Dubai. Many couldn't believe what was happening. Everyone had witnessed his father spend years painstakingly planning to give his son, Rashid, substantial exposure through high-level government assignments and unofficial promotional activities, setting him up to take over one day. And now, all that planning was just yanked from the very root and thrown away. Why? The prince, despite the outward appearance of being collected, had actually been reported to be very deep into drug use, something which was never fully addressed by the royal family. Then something else came up to support this claim. A report came from Riyadh, a graphic account included in a classified memo that was written by the CIA's then-acting Consul General David Williams. This report described an underground royal party scene where drugs and sex parties were normal features of underground life for only the very wealthy and powerful. The extremely powerful, in this case, were members of the aristocracy and princely class. The report stated, cocaine and hashish use is common in these social circles. Prince Rashid was reportedly one of the frequent attendees at these events. In 2008, WikiLeaks provided a document that gave observers a concise overview of what was happening inside the Zabil Palace. The document contained a murder allegation that had been made against Prince Rashid. It reported that the prince killed his assistant in the ruler's office. People who were following the story at the time speculated that the attack might have happened during a period of roid rage. This pointed to the fact that the prince was still heavily into drug use. One major piece of information that was not made available was the identity of the assistant whom Rashid is suspected of killing, which is still unknown. Is it the reason he was deposed and had his title taken away? Yes. The same document stated, it is alleged that Rashid killed an assistant in the ruler's office, thereby forfeiting his opportunity to be heir. The demotion was further expounded on, adding that Rashid does not play a public role in Dubai affairs. In 2009, perhaps the understanding of losing his place had drawn on him, or the guilt of the alleged murder he committed had weighed heavily on him, but Rashid sank deeper into his drug use even more than before. It was so bad the royal family forcefully took him to a treatment facility. This seems to have worked for a time. Because Prince Rashid, who was appointed president of the UAE Olympic Committee in 2006, maintained his position. This was a public position that made him the face of the nation, obviously pointing out the fact that Rashid was now fit for his princely duties. However, this brief reprieve didn't last. The prince decided to step down from his presidency of the UAE Olympic Committee in 2010, citing his heavy workload. Heavy workload? Well, that's understandable. Some of these positions can be quite stressful. However, subsequent reports showed that stress might not be the reason why the prince left his job. In 2011, a report given by a British aide who had worked for the inner sanctum of the Al Maktoum family at the expansive Longross Palace in Surrey, England, confessed that Prince Rashid was suffering from heroin addiction, and this was the reason he stepped down, not some lies about overworking himself. Clearly, the rehab had failed the prince. But drugs weren't the only problem the prince had been accused of. Well, with the alleged murder of an assistant, it wasn't surprising that the employees of the Al Maktoum family reported a climate of fear was present in the household. There were further accusations of racism and dehumanization against the prince. An assistant who worked for the family claimed that he was consistently referred to as a black slave, and he was regularly abused and insulted by the prince. Employees claimed that they were bullied, harassed, and belittled, a representation of the royal family that they found unacceptable. This kind of accusation and controversy was the major reason why the head of the Al Maktoum family and father of the prince concluded he must have made the right decision to make Rashid's younger brother heir apparent. Although his brother Hamdan has frequently been in public with their father, not much has been heard from or about 33-year-old Rashid since, staying completely tucked away from the limelight at Zabeel Palace. Then, shockingly, Prince Rashid would reappear in the headlines of major news outlets. The 33-year-old prince died of a heart attack on September 19, 2015, according to the official report. This threw the entire nation into confusion. Rashid was a healthy young man with a bad drug habit. How did he just die of a heart attack? Different stories started popping up. According to Yemeni media, Houthi forces killed Prince Rashid in the region of the UAE's Marib province. They claimed Yemeni soldiers attacked the car carrying his entourage and killed the member of the royal family along with some officials. Some people believe that the reason the original report can't be found anywhere now is because the powers that be kept this hidden to stop UAE citizens protesting about the troops in Yemen. Other stories claim that the prince was actually living life on an extremely fast lane, and he got so out of his mind he allegedly shot a policeman in Dubai. And at this point, the royal family wasn't having it anymore and killed him off themselves. A rumor many feel is substantiated by the fact that this was a powerful royal family that could get away with many, many things, and adding to the fact that there were about 30 children from the ruler of Dubai himself. Whether this is true or not, the official statement about the prince's death was a heart attack, and this was what everyone mourned. A 3-day mourning period was immediately declared in Dubai upon his death, and the nation's flags were flown at half-mast in honor of the loss of a royal. The true story of Prince Rashid was buried along with his body, as per Muslim tradition. What are your thoughts? Do you think his death was really caused by a heart attack? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates.